Hello everyone and welcome back to our third lesson on our channel From Alphabet to Arabic with Hiba. I hope you've been practicing your Arabic letters and feeling more confident each day. As we've previously discussed, we categorized the Arabic alphabet into two main types, the stubborn ones and the friendly ones. Then we further categorized the friendly letters into six distinct groups. Group 1, the plate boat shape group, includes letters like ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya, where only the number and position of the dots change. Group 2, the belly shapes group, al-jim and its sisters, and ayn and ghayn, includes jim, ha, kha, ayn, and ghayn, characterized by their large deep lower part. Group 3, the teeth-shaped group, includes sin and shin, referring to the small ridges at the beginning of the letter. Group 4, the oval balloon group, includes sad, dad, ta, and dha, which has a wide rounded balloon body. Group 5, the round head shape group, includes fa, qaf, mim, and ha. Group 6, the stick-shaped group, includes kaf and lam. In our previous lesson, we mastered the first two families within the friendly letters, non-stubborn letters. The boat plate group, ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya. The belly group, jim, ha, kha, ayn, and ghayn. In today's episode, we are going to complete our journey. We will cover other two groups, which include the teeth shape group, includes sin and shin, referring to the small ridges at the beginning of the letter. The oval balloon group includes sad, dad, ta, and dha, which has a wide rounded body. Let's start with the teeth-shaped group within non-stubborn letters. These letters are sin and shin. Let's start with sin, the letter sin at the beginning. We are meeting a very special letter. The letter sin, it's known as the letter of teeth because of its unique shape. Let's see how it looks when it starts a word. The shape. In the initial position sin, the sin loses its big tail and sits flat on the line. It looks like three small teeth. It then stretches its left arm out to hold the next letter. The sin is a clean letter, meaning it has no dots at all. The sound. The sound of sin is exactly like the English letter sin. It's a sharp, hissing sound like the one a snake makes. You can hear it in English words like sun, sea, or smile. Examples. Safina, meaning ship. The sin starts the word with its three teeth and holds the hand of the letter fa. Sa'a, meaning clock, watch, hour. The sin stretches its arm to connect with the alif. The letter sin in the middle. When the letter sin is in the middle of a word, it looks like a small bridge with three teeth. It's a very friendly and loves to connect with its neighbors. The sin is always clean and has no dots. The shape, the bridge sin. If the letter before it is friendly, the sin stretches two arms to hold hands with the letters on both sides. Example, jisr, meaning bridge. The sin is a perfect bridge here. It holds the jim on the right and the ra on the left. The starter sin. If it follows a stubborn letter, it only stretches its left arm to connect to the next letter. Example, kusa, meaning zucchini, courgette. Here, the sin follows the letter waw. Since waw is a stubborn letter and doesn't hold hands, the sin starts fresh with its three teeth and holds the alif on its left. The letter sin at the end. When the letter sin comes at the end of a word, it finally gets to show off its full shape. It keeps its three signature teeth followed by a large hook or a ball. The shape, At the end of a word, the scene returns to its original form. It keeps its three signature teeth followed by a large hook or a ball with no dots. Connected scene. If the letter before it is friendly, it stretches its right arm to hold it. Then it draws its three teeth followed by a large hook or a ball that goes below the line. Examples: Shams, meaning sun. The scene is connected. The letter meme before it is friendly, so it holds the scene's arm. You can see the three teeth followed by the big tail. Independent scene. If the letter before it is stubborn, it stands alone in its full shape. Example: Fas, meaning axe. The scene is independent because it follows an alif, a stubborn letter. It stands alone and doesn't connect. The other letter in the teeth shape group is sheen. The letter sheen at the beginning. Now, let's meet the twin sister of the letter sin. This is the letter sheen. It looks almost exactly like the sin, but it has a beautiful crown of dots on top. The shape. In the initial position sheen, the sheen sits on the line with its three small teeth. Just like the sin, it loses its tail to connect to its neighbors. The big difference is that it has three dots sitting right on top, like a triangle of stars. Examples: Shams, meaning sun. The sheen starts the word with its three teeth and three dots, connecting to the letter meme. Shahina, meaning truck. The sheen stretches its arm to hold the alif. The sound The sound of sheen is exactly like the English sh. Imagine you are telling someone to be quiet, shh. You can hear it in words like sunshine, ship, or shoe. The letter sheen in the middle. When the letter sheen moves to the middle of a word, it stays busy connecting letters together. It keeps its three teeth and its shining crown of three dots. The shape. The bridge sheen. If the letter before it is friendly, the sheen stretches two arms to hold its neighbors. It looks like a small W with two connecting lines. Example: Misht, meaning come. The sheen is a bridge here. It holds the meme on the right and the ta on the left. The starter sheen. If it follows a stubborn letter, it only stretches its left arm, just like it does at the beginning. Example: Farasha, meaning butterfly. Here, the sheen follows the letter Alif. Since Alif is stubborn and doesn't hold hands to the left, the sheen starts fresh, connecting only to the ta marbuta on its left. The letter sheen at the end. We have arrived at the end of the word with the letter sheen. Just like its sister sin, it loves to finish a word by showing its deep bowl, but it never forgets to wear its crown of three dots. The shape. At the end of a word, the sheen returns to its original full form. Connected sheen. If the letter before it is friendly, it stretches its right arm to hold it, then draws its three teeth and a large deep bowl below the line. Examples: Mishmish, meaning apricot. In this word, the last sheen is connected. It holds the hand of the letter meme before it. Independent sheen. If the letter before it is stubborn, it stands alone in its full shape. Example: Qirsh, meaning shark. The sheen is independent because it follows the letter Ra, a stubborn letter. It stands alone in its full shape with its deep bowl and dots. Now let's dive deep into the other group in our episode today. The oval balloon group includes Sad, Dad, Ta, and Dha, which have a wide rounded body. Now let's start with the letter Sad. Just like other letters, Sad appears at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of a word. We will now examine each case individually, providing examples for each. Sad at the beginning of the word. When sad starts a word, it keeps its oval balloon head but loses its big belly, the curve below the line. It stretches a flat arm on the line to reach the next letter. You must draw a tiny tooth, a small bump, right after the balloon before you stretch the arm. The sound. The sound of sad is a heavy s. To make it, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth and make a deep, thick s sound. It's much stronger than the soft s in the sun. It sounds more like this in the English word sauce. Examples: Sayyad, meaning hunter, fisherman. The sad starts the word. Notice the balloon, the tiny tooth, and then it holds the hand of the ya. Sahn, meaning plate or dish. The sad is at the beginning, sitting flat on the line and connecting perfectly to the ha. The letter sad in the middle. Now, let's see what happens to our balloon letter when it sits in the middle of a word. Since it is a very friendly letter, it stretches out two arms to hold hands with the neighbors on both sides. The shape. Sad in the middle. The sad sits flat on the line. It has an arm coming from the right, the oval balloon head, and then that vital tiny teeth before stretching its left arm. If the letter before it is stubborn, the sad won't have a right arm, but it still keeps its middle flat shape to connect to the left. Examples: Hisan, meaning horse. Here the sad is perfectly connected. It holds the hand of the ha before it and the alif after it. Look at how it stays on the line. Rasif, meaning sidewalk, pavement. Because it follows the letter Ra, which is stubborn, the sad doesn't hold hands to the right. However, it still stretches its left arm to hold the Ya. The letter Sad at the end. We have reached the end of the word. When the letter Sad is in the final position, it finally gets to relax. It brings back its full, beautiful shape that we saw in the alphabet table. The shape. At the end of a word, the sad always regains its big, deep belly, the curve that sinks below the line. Connected sad. If the letter before it is friendly, it stretches its right arm to connect and then finishes with the balloon, the tooth, and the big belly. Independent sad. If the letter before it is stubborn, it stands alone in its full original shape. Examples: Qafas, meaning cage. The sad is connected. The letter fa before it is friendly, so it holds the sad's arm. Notice how the sad finishes the word with its big curve below the line. Ijas, meaning peers. The sad is independent. It follows an alif. Since the alif is stubborn, it doesn't hold hands to its left. The sad stands alone in its full shape. The other letter within the oval balloon group is Dad. The letter Dad at the beginning. Now let's meet the twin sister of the Sad, the letter Dad. The letter Dad is why Arabic is known as the language of Dad. This specific sound is unique to the Arabic language. It's a very friendly letter, ready to hold hands with its neighbors. The shape. Dad. When Dad starts a word, it looks just like the Sad. It keeps its oval balloon head but loses its big belly to stay flat on the line. The most important thing is the one dot sitting right on top of the balloon. Never forget the tiny tooth, the little pump right after the balloon. It must be there before the letter stretches its arm to connect. The sound. The sound of Dad is a heavy D. To make it, you don't just use the tip of your tongue like a normal D. Instead, you press the side of your tongue against your upper molars, back teeth. It's a deep, thick, and powerful sound that fills the whole mouth. Examples: ضوء, meaning light. The dot starts the word, sitting on the line with its dot and tiny tooth holding the hand of the wow. ضرس, meaning molar, tooth. The dot is at the beginning, stretching its arm to connect to the ra. Notice how it stays slim and flat on the line. The letter dot in the middle. The shape dot. The dot looks exactly like the sad. In the middle of a word, it stretches two arms to hold its neighbors. It has one special dot sitting right on top of its balloon head. Just like the sad, the dot must keep its tiny tooth right after the balloon. Examples: بيضة, meaning egg. Here the dot is in the middle. It holds the hand of the ya before it and the ta مربوطة after it. Notice the dot and the tiny tooth. رضيع, meaning infant, baby. The dot is also in the middle, but because it follows a ra, which is stubborn, it doesn't have a right arm. It only stretches its left arm to hold the ya. The letter dot at the end. We have reached the final position of the letter dot. Just like its twin sister sad, when the dot comes at the end of a word, it stops being slim and brings back its big, deep belly to finish the word. The shape. At the end of a word, the dot returns to its full shape. The curve, the belly, goes below the line. Connected dot. If the letter before it is friendly, it stretches its right arm, draws the balloon, the tiny tooth, and then the big belly. It looks like a balloon with a dot on top and a big curved tail. Independent dot. If the letter before it is stubborn, it stands alone with its dot on top. It looks like a balloon with a dot on top and a big curved tail. Examples: مريض, meaning sick, patient. The dot is connected. It holds the hand of the ya before it. Notice how it sits at the end with its dot and its big curve below the line. أرض, meaning earth, ground, or land. The dot is independent. It follows the letter ra. Since ra is stubborn and doesn't hold hands to its left, the dot stands all by itself in its original shape. The other letter within the oval balloon group is ta. The letter ta at the beginning. The shape. When ta starts a word, it looks almost exactly like its original shape. It has an oval base and a tall straight line, the pole on top. The ta doesn't have a tiny tooth. It simply stretches its arm directly from the oval base to hold the next letter. The entire base sits flat on the line. The sound. The sound of ta is a heavy t. While the regular ta is soft like in tea, the ta is deep and strong. You make it by clicking your tongue against the roof of your mouth. Examples: طائر, meaning bird. The ta starts the word and holds the hand of the alif. Notice how there is no tooth. طفل, meaning child or baby. The ta is at the beginning, stretching its arm to hold the fa. It stays firm on the line. The letter ta in the middle. Now let's see ta in the middle of a word. The ta is incredibly easy to recognize because it's very loyal to its shape. It almost never changes, whether it's at the beginning or in the middle. The shape. Ta in the middle. The ta stretches its right arm to the previous letter. It draws its oval base, keeps its tall flagpole. and then stretches its left arm to the next letter. The ta doesn't lose any part of itself. It stays completely on the line. Just like in the beginning, there is no tiny tooth here. It's just a smooth oval with a tall stick. Examples: cotton, meaning cotton. The ta is in the middle, connecting the qaf to the noon. See how it acts like a bridge while keeping its tall pole. Khurtum, meaning trunk, like an elephant's or hose. Here, the ta follows the letter ra. Since the ra is stubborn, the ta doesn't have a right arm, but it still keeps its middle shape to hold the waw. The letter ta at the end. We have reached the final position for the ta. One of the best things about this letter is its consistency. Unlike many other letters that change their shape or bring back a belly at the end, the ta stays loyal to its original form. The shape. At the end of a word, the ta maintains its oval base and its signature tall flagpole. It does not go below the line and it does not have a tiny tooth. It stays sitting flat and firm on the line. If the letter before it is friendly, it simply stretches a right arm to connect. Examples: khayt, meaning thread or string. Here the ta is connected. It stretches its right arm to hold the hand of the ya. Notice how it finishes the word while staying perfectly on the line. أخطبوط, meaning octopus. This is a perfect example of the independent shape because it follows the letter waw, which is one of our stubborn letters. The ta stands alone. It looks exactly like the original letter you learned in the alphabet. Now let's move on the final letter in the oval balloon group, which is dha. The letter dha at the beginning. The shape. When dha starts a word, it sits flat on the line. It has the same oval base and tall stick. Don't forget the one dot on the top right of the oval. It's a very friendly letter, so it stretches its arm on the line to hold the next letter. Like the ta, it has no tiny tooth. The sound of dha is very special. It's a heavy interdental dha. To make this sound, you place the tip of your tongue between your teeth, just like the in that, but you make it much heavier and deeper. It's a vibrating, thick sound that feels like it fills your whole mouth. Examples: ظرف, meaning envelope. The dha is at the beginning, holding hands with the ra. Notice the oval base, the tall pole, and the dots. ظل, meaning shadow. The dha starts the word and connects directly to the lam. It stays firm on the line. The letter dha in the middle. Now let's see dha with its special dot in the middle of a word. Just like its twin sister ta, the dha is very friendly and stable. It loves to hold hands with letters on both sides. The shape. Dha in the middle of a word. The dha stretches its right arm to the previous letter, draws its oval base with the tall stick, and then stretches its left arm to the next letter. It stays completely on the line. It doesn't lose any part of its shape. Always remember to place the one dot above the oval. Examples: نظارة, meaning glasses, spectacles. The dha is right in the middle, connecting the noon to the alif. Look at how it holds the line perfectly while keeping its tall pole and dot. ناظم, meaning organizer or poet, also a proper name. Here the dha follows a stubborn letter, alif, so it doesn't have a right arm, but it still uses its left arm to hold the meme. The letter dha at the end. Finally, let's see how we finish a word with the letter dha. Just like its twin sister ta, the dha is a very stable letter. It doesn't grow a belly or change its structure at the end of a word. It stays firm on the line. The shape. At the end of a word, the dha keeps its full shape, the oval base, the tall stick, and of course the one dot on top. It sits completely on the line. It never sinks below it. Connected dha. If the letter before it is friendly, it stretches its right arm to join it. Independent dha. If the letter before it is stubborn, it stands alone in its original form. Examples: wa'ad, meaning preacher, advisor. In this word, the dha is independent. It follows the letter ain in its separate form after an alif, since it's at the end and doesn't need to connect further. Mahظوظ, meaning lucky. The word then ends with another dha, which is independent because the waw before it is stubborn. It stands perfectly on the line. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Today we've explored two very special families of the friendly letters. The teeth group, sin and sheen. We learned how to draw those three tiny waves or teeth that sit perfectly on the line. The oval balloon group, sad, dad, ta, and dha. We saw how these letters inflate like balloons, some with deep tails and others with tall masts like ships. The most important things to remember is all these letters are very friendly. They love to stretch their arms and hold hands with their neighbors to build beautiful Arabic words. Now I have a challenge for you. Can you find any of these letters in your favorite Arabic book or even on a sign in the street? Look for the teeth and the balloons and see if they are at the beginning, middle, or end. Don't forget to practice drawing these shapes on your worksheet. Like this video if you learned something new today. Subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. Next time, we are going to meet the round head group and the stick group. We will see letters that look like butterflies and others that stand as tall as skyscrapers. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching and keep practicing. مع السلامة.